This video is part 1 of the series on anorexia and Happeh theory. According to Happeh theory, masturbation will make a human being blind and crippled. There are other activities that either cause or are associated with the same symptoms as those caused by masturbation. Excessive sex, injection of drugs, snorting of drugs, anorexia, and excessive exercise are all associated with the same changes to the body as those caused by masturbation. This video will present an example of the physical changes of the human body associated with anorexia. The woman in this picture is a model, which is a profession that is frequently associated with anorexia. All of the changes to the body of the woman are influenced by the posture she has been posed in. According to Happeh theory, though, the woman's body will exhibit various anorexia-related changes regardless of what pose her body is in. The changes to the body of the woman that will be pointed out next are not just the result of the pose her body is in. For the purposes of this video, please ignore the fact that her pose has influenced some of the changes to her body. The most obvious change to the body that is associated with anorexia is that the body will become asymmetric. The word asymmetric means the body is not the same on both sides. The line superimposed on the approximate center of the body in this picture clearly shows that the body is asymmetric. There is more of the body on the right side of the picture than on the left side. Masturbation and anorexia are associated with changes to the orientation of the head. The woman's head is both rotated to the right and pointing down to the right. Another one of the changes that is associated with anorexia and masturbation is a crippled arm. A close examination of both forearms will reveal that the left forearm is larger than the right forearm. The left hand is larger than the right hand, and the left arm looks longer than the right arm because part of the left hand is cut off of the top of the picture while the entire right hand can be seen. Masturbation and anorexia are both associated with uneven shoulders. The woman's right shoulder is lower than her left shoulder. Masturbation and anorexia are also associated with uneven hips. A crippled leg is another one of the common bodily changes associated with masturbation and anorexia. The woman's right leg looks like it is straight, with most of her body weight on it, while the left leg looks like it is floating upwards. One of the main differences between the changes to the human body associated with masturbation and the changes to the human body associated with anorexia is that one side of the torso of an anorexic human being will be extremely shrunken compared to its normal size. The line in this picture highlights the shrunken right side of the woman's torso. The right side of the torso is so shrunken that it looks like there is a large depression in the right side of the body. A large depression on one side of the torso is the most obvious characteristic of an anorexic person and can be used to diagnose anorexia. If a woman has a large depression on one side of the torso, like the one shown in this example picture, it is extremely likely that the woman has anorexia. There is one overall change to the body of the woman that exerts a strong influence on all of the individual changes to her body that were previously discussed. The woman's entire body curves to the right, as highlighted in this picture. The force exerted by the curve of the body to the right pushes the head down and to the right. It pushes the right arm and shoulder down. It crushes the right side of the torso. It lifts the left arm and left shoulder upwards, and it lifts the left leg upwards. Earlier in this video, the viewer was asked to ignore the influence that the posture of the woman's body had on the various changes to the woman's body that were claimed to be due to anorexia. In order to give the viewer more confidence in the claim that the changes to the body of the example woman are changes due to anorexia, and not due to the posture of her body, the example woman will be compared to another example anorexic woman. this woman is also a model. The left arm of both women look longer than the right arm. Both women have uneven shoulders. Both women have uneven hips. The right leg of both women looks straight and planted on the ground, while the left leg of both women is bent and looks like they are floating up in the air. The entire body of both women curves to the right. The head of both women rotate to one side or the other, and both women have a large depression in the right side of their torso. The almost exact same changes to the bodies of both example anorexic women should give the viewer more confidence in the claim that anorexia, and not the posture of the bodies, is responsible for the various changes to the bodies of both women. It was also stated earlier in the video that anorexia is associated with the same changes to the body as those caused by excessive exercise and masturbation. This picture compares the body of the anorexic woman to a man whose body has been changed by excessive exercise. The entire bodies of both subjects curve to the right. The heads of both subjects are moved to the right. The shoulders of both subjects are uneven, and the hips of both subjects are uneven. One arm of both subjects looks longer than the other arm. The right leg of both subjects looks straight and is planted on the ground, while the left legs look like they are floating up into the air. The comparison picture of the anorexic woman and the excessive exercise man corroborate the claim that a large depression in one side of the torso or the other is the most obvious identifying characteristic of an anorexic. The depression in the side of the torso of the anorexic woman is much larger than the depression in the side of the excessive exercise man. The depression in the side of the torso is the main difference between a human body affected by anorexia and a human body affected by excessive exercise, masturbation, or any of the other activities that, according to Happeh Theory, all change the human body in a similar way. The example anorexic woman will now be compared to an example of a masturbation-changed human body to provide evidence that masturbation and anorexia do cause similar changes to the human body as claimed by Happeh Theory. The entire body of both subjects curves to the right. The heads of both subjects move to the right. The shoulders of both subjects are uneven. One arm of both subjects looks longer than the other. Although it is difficult to see because of the cleanup necessary to make the masturbation example suitable for public viewing, there is a depression on the right side of the torso of the example human body changed by masturbation. This depression is much smaller than the depression on the right side of the torso of the anorexic subject, corroborating the claim that a large depression on one side of the torso or the other is the main difference between a human body changed by anorexia and a human body changed by masturbation or one of the other activities previously listed. This picture compares all three examples to verify the claim that anorexia, masturbation, and excessive exercise are all associated with similar changes to the human body. All three bodies curve to the right. All three heads have moved to the right. All three shoulders are uneven. One arm of all three bodies looks longer than the other. All three right legs look straight and planted on the ground. All three left legs look like they are floating up into the air. There is a depression in the side of all three example bodies. This comparison picture between a body changed by excessive exercise, a body changed by anorexia, and a body changed by masturbation corroborate the claim by Happeh Theory that anorexia, masturbation, and excessive exercise are all associated with similar changes to the human body.